Never stop reading Bible. Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really diving deep into some ancient wisdom. We're looking at chapters 22, 23, and 24 from the book of Proverbs. So Proverbs 22, it kicks right off telling us what not to chase, the fluting material stuff. Instead, it points towards, revering the Lord. That's where it says true glory and life are found. And here's where it gets really interesting. It draws this stark contrast.
Indeed. It warns pretty clearly that if you sow evil, you'll reap ruin, like a natural consequence. And it describes how laziness leads to poverty and how abusing the poor, ironically, can make you poor in the end. It really makes you think, what does this tell us about the knock-on effects of our actions?
Right. So what's the takeaway for us then? The wisdom seems pretty clear. Seek God's word. Don't oppress the weak. Steer clear of those, explosive tempers. And live diligently. That seems to be the path to real glory.
Exactly. And that diligence part is key.
So moving into Proverbs 23, the wisdom gets maybe even more specific. It gets right into our daily choices. It cautions against hanging out with greedy people, right?
Yeah.
Being lured by their sort of temporary pleasures, which it warns often lead to bigger problems down the road.
That's a really practical point. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, Proverbs 23 keeps emphasizing protecting the vulnerable. Don't oppress the poor, it says. It also highlights, and this is critical, listening to instruction and really diligently teaching God's word to our children. For the salvation of their souls, it says. It keeps reinforcing that revering the Lord is just paramount.
Yeah, and it gets very direct about personal conduct too, doesn't it? Like, honor your parents.
Mm-hmm. Foundational.
And avoid things that cloud your judgment. It specifically warns against immoral women and definitely the dangers of alcohol. It says it can paralyze reason.
Yeah, paralyze reason and lead straight to sin. It's a strong call for self-control, for clear thinking.
Then finally, Proverbs 24, this kind of wraps up this section, right? It calls wisdom itself a powerful weapon.
A weapon, yeah, against the evils of the world. It's positioned as the path to God's blessing.
And it tells us, importantly, I think, not to envy the wicked when they seem to be prospering.
Right, because their end is destruction. It's temporary.
So what makes wisdom so powerful here?
Well, it's likened to honeycomb. Sweet, nourishing, full of hope for life. It gives this assurance that the righteous, the wise, they won't ultimately stumble. And then it gives that practical advice again. Don't rejoice when your enemy falls.
That's a tough one sometimes.
It is. Respect authority, live with integrity, and work diligently. That theme keeps coming back.
This deep dive was brought to you by the Center Studio.